Hey everybody, Josh from Populi here. And if you worry about inputting grades and then students immediately seeing those grades, the grades kind of getting loose in the system, running amok, stop worrying about that. We've got the release grade setting. This video is probably most useful to faculty and teaching assistants, but academic admins will want to have a look as well. In some situations, faculty are fine with releasing grades to students as they enter them in. So student by student on an assignment, each student gets their assignment grade as it's entered. The same applies to feedback, like assignment comments and that sort of thing. But in other situations, you may want to dam up grades and feedback until everything's entered for all students, and then you can release them all at once. This method more closely resembles the way students have gotten their grades traditionally. You hand back tests or papers in class, everyone gets their grade at the same time. And that's possible with the release grade settings on assignments. Let's look at where you control that setting. On a course, on the Assignments tab, when you click Add an Assignment, you'll see this drop down here. You have three options. Yes, meaning the grades will be released as they're entered. No, which means the grades are not released to students. And then On Date, which lets you set the date on which grades will be released. This can also be adjusted for existing assignments by clicking into the assignment, and then on the right on the information sill, clicking Edit, and then changing the release setting. An important detail to keep in mind here as well. Unreleased grades do not play into the final grade that students see until the grades are released. But it is possible for you as the instructor to see how unreleased grades play into the student's final grade calculation. More on that later. Okay, how would you use this? Obvious stuff first. The default way that this works is when you have the drop down set to yes. You input a single student's grade on an assignment, save, and then that student can immediately see their grade. When you use On Date, you would grade assignments, enter those grades student by student, and then the grades will be unreleased until you hit that date and time. Then they go live. Let's look at that No setting. You could use it in a similar way to On Date. Have it set to No, then input all the grades, and then set it back to yes. So it's a more manual way of controlling when grades go out. One last thing, Gradebook has a new toggle for all and released grades. So when you have unreleased grades on assignments, you'll see that toggle there. When you look at all grades, you'll see any unreleased assignment grades in that table. You'll also see the final grade affected by unreleased grades. So when that's flipped on, you're allowing those unreleased assignment grades to flood into the grade calculation and impact it. This is the easiest place to see which assignments are unreleased from a top-down view. So it's maybe a helpful thing to check at the end of the term. Anything unreleased will have this little tooltip here. Also, when you go to finalize your course, you'll get a warning that lets you know that you have unreleased assignment grades and that if you finalize the course, those grades will be released. Also, if you want to explore more training options, you should be aware of our focus sessions. These are 1 hour long training sessions that take place over Zoom. You and several other Populi users meet up with a Populi support rep, get a little training, and then you get to ask questions. We have a rotating sequence of events, so if you miss a session on something like admissions or billing, don't worry, it'll be rolling back around. You can get to the focus sessions by going to the knowledge base, clicking on release notes and announcements, and then clicking into focus sessions. We've also popped a link directly to the focus sessions down in the description. I've been Josh for Populi. You've been great. Thanks for watching.